So a lot of people, we all expect you to go somewhere in that first round. A couple years ago, Jahmyr Gibbs he was taken 12th overall by the Lions. They expected him to go later in the first round.
Mhm.
How shocked would you be if you went in the top 10?
I think I would be a little shocked. I mean, just obviously value has been brought back to running backs, but
Yes, sir.
still then it's hard to get drafted that high as a running back. But
Yeah.
there's a couple different teams that I think would want me, and one of them might trade up, or
Yeah.
those Chicago Bears sitting pretty nice at 10.
Ah,
So
hey,
I
y'all hear
think
that,
might be-
Chicago
I
Bears?
think that might be a nice destination as well.
Yep. Ashton Jeanty said publicly that he wants to come to the Chicago Bears. And we also know that the Chicago Bears will be looking to draft a running back in the upcoming NFL draft. How do I know that? Yeah, we got to talk about that. Welcome to Bears Yard. This your boy Vipe. And yep, we know that the Chicago Bears are looking to draft a running back in the upcoming NFL draft. But how do you know that, Vipe? Well, recently, Eddie George, who is currently the head coach of Tennessee State, went on a show and said that when he met with the Chicago Bears for their opening at head coach, he was talking about running back Travion Henderson and Quinshawn Judkins of Ohio State. And he mentioned and actually said out loud on this show that the Bears have Quinshawn Judkins on their board. Probably Travion Henderson too. You're watching Bears Yard, your home of opinionated Chicago Bears talk, Monday through Friday, right here on YouTube. So if you don't want to miss an episode, hit that subscribe button. But Eddie George openly admitted that the Bears have at least Quinshawn Judkins on their board. Now, this situation is a little bit weird to me because how would the Bears have a draft board before they actually hired a head coach? Obviously, Ryan Poles is the one running the head coaching search, and clearly by the time he's into his draft scouting and prospecting and different things like that, so it's not too far out of the realm of possibility. But for Eddie George to come out and say that, when I first learned of this, I'm like, ooh, you can put the Bears at a disadvantage because now other teams know the Bears draft plans, at least to some extent. But after Ashton Jeanty came out and publicly stated that he would love to be drafted by the Chicago Bears, and now you got Eddie George letting the world know that the Chicago Bears are looking at running back, I think this actually puts the Chicago Bears in an advantageous situation. You're like, Viper, what? How are the Bears in an advantageous situation when the world knows they want a running back? Enter the Dallas Cowboys. So the Dallas Cowboys pick number 12 this year. We know the Bears pick number 10. We also know that the Dallas Cowboys are in need of a running back. And if history is any indication, the Dallas Cowboys are not afraid to draft the running back high. I think it was back in 2016, they drafted Ezekiel Elliott number 4 overall in the NFL draft. So we know that the Cowboys have a history of drafting a running back high. Let's say the Cowboys have their eye on Ashton Jeanty. And why wouldn't they? He was only the best running back in college this past season, right? Well, now that the Cowboys know, and other teams, but the Cowboys in particular, now that they know that the Chicago Bears have running back on the radar, the Cowboys have to be at least a little bit afraid that the Bears could draft Ashton Jeanty at number 10. So if you're Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones of the Cowboys, how do you stop the Chicago Bears from drafting Ashton Jeanty? Well, you got one or two options here. Number one, you can trade up with a team that is drafting before the Chicago Bears in order to secure Ashton Jeanty, or you can trade up with the Chicago Bears and you get the 10th pick, the Bears get the 12th pick, and then the Cowboys are secure in drafting Ashton Jeanty because the Bears will have the Cowboys' 12th pick. This puts the Bears in an advantageous situation because it now gives us a potential trade down partner. Not to mention any other team that might be looking to draft an Ashton Jeanty early in the draft. The fact that it's out there now that the Bears are actively looking at running back means that teams that are seriously interested in Ashton Jeanty will have to trade up with the Chicago Bears or ahead of the Chicago Bears if they want Ashton Jeanty. To be clear, Ashton Jeanty, as I mentioned in previous videos, is running back 1 in this draft. I mean, look at his stats. 374 rushing attempts, 2,601 yards on the ground, even caught the ball and got 138 receiving yards, but 30 total touchdowns between air and ground for Ashton Jeanty means that he is RB1 in this draft without question. But the other running back that the Bears are looking at in particular, Quinshawn Judkins and Travion Henderson, they are not slouches either. Quinshawn Judkins carried the ball for 134 times, 924 yards, and 10 touchdowns. Actually, I think these stats are, I'm pretty sure Quinshawn rushed for over 1,000 yards this year, but 10 touchdowns for him. Travion Henderson, almost similar stats, 126 carries, 925 yards, 10 touchdowns. I think these stats are old and outdated, but you get the point. They are both very capable running backs. So even if the Bears don't draft Ashton Jeanty at 10, we got pick 39 and 41 to draft the running back, and these two should still be available around 39 or 41 if the Bears are looking to draft a running back. I would argue, even if they're not, you still got Iowa's Caleb Johnson out there, who will be a very good pickup later on in the second round or later if the Bears really want to target a running back. But it does appear that the Bears are in a pretty enviable position as it relates to Ashton Jeanty, because the Bears can take him, the Bears can trade out of the pick, or any other options that are available to the Chicago Bears. And the cool thing, obviously, again, is that if a team is willing to trade up with the Chicago Bears, that means that the Bears would acquire another day to pick in exchange for trading down for a team to trade up for an Ashton Jeanty. But Bear fans, let me know. Do you feel like the Bears are in a good position now with this information being out there, with the possibility that the Bears could trade down if a team really wants to trade up for Ashton Jeanty? Drop a comment, and if you want more opinionated Bears talk, hit that video right there.